The UFC's had enough, man. They had enough. They've had enough, bro. Pereira is not allowed to duck anymore. The UFC said, Pereira, you're done ducking, bro. You have to fight Magomed Ankalaev. And I know people are going to be like, yo, Pereira was never ducking in the first place, man. Pereira's always wanted this fight. We're going to talk about that later in the video. But look at what Magomed Ankalaev tweeted out today. This is how I know the fight's happening. I know they have a confirmed date. Let me tell you why I know it's confirmed. Look what Ankalaev said to him. He said, at Alex Pereira, you're going to do what you're told. You're an employee. See you soon. You are going to do what you're told. You are an employee. I'm going to see you soon. He said this out the blue. He also responded to this tweet that Alex Pereira put out December 18, 2024 saying, it won't be Ankalaev. He said, see you soon, boy. You guys are probably like, why all of a sudden is Ankalaev coming out and just tweeting at Alex Pereira? Like, why so suddenly? Why is he responding to a tweet from weeks ago? He got the date confirmed. He got what he wants, and now he can start talking. Now Ankalaev's calling the shots, baby. We're calling the shots, man. Now we're calling the shots, all right? And this is so satisfying to me because, you know, Pereira doesn't want this fight. And as much as people want to gaslight themselves and think that Pereira wants this fight, you know as much as I do, he didn't want this fight now. It's became even more obvious that I know this is like is going to be confirmed because when the little Volkov situation was like the rumors were brewing, like his management shut that down. It's like it's probably going to be Ankalaev next because there's literally no other option. Like if he went up and fought Volkov, what the hell is that? Like that would be a most embarrassing duck in UFC history. Like worse than the Killer Roundtree duck, and that's already embarrassing as is. But they admitted that Ankalaev's probably going to be next, and then all of a sudden, couple days later, or 2 days later, Ankalaev's tweeting out Pereira out of the blue, saying, "You're an employee. You're going to do what you're told. You're going to fight me next. When next, see you soon, boy." He's your Romero Max, saying like a real bad man. He's going to say, "I'm going to see you soon," because he knows what's up. Now, this is so satisfying because Pereira can't run away, and I want to just point to an article real quick because I want to point to what Alex Pereira said after he defeated Killer Roundtree, because a lot was said after he beat Killer Roundtree. He said, and I quote, "Some people say Ankalaev is next, but I'm going to be honest with you. Him and his manager have been talking a lot of crap, saying that I don't want to fight like this and that. But the reality is the organization doesn't want him to fight me because he's boring." First of all, that's one poor attempt of saying, oh yeah, the UFC doesn't want to fight because Ankalaev's boring. Have you watched an Ankalaev fight? Like third most knockouts in light heavyweight history. I don't think, like I said, Pereira probably doesn't know Ankalaev. He probably just sees Russian, so that's why he was so scared of him, not knowing he's a primary striker. Just a bad Pereira point. I remember when that first came out, people were saying, oh, he's boring, man. Oh yeah, Pereira, and they were agreeing with Pereira. Yeah, he is boring, man. I think Ankalaev is boring. But the truth of the matter is, no one casuals don't watch Ankalaev, so they don't know like if he's boring or not. So listen, if you're new to the sport, watch an Ankalaev fight. But moving on, he also said this. Honestly, that's disrespectful that they're trying to put it on me because it's not up to me. It's up to the organization. The organization doesn't want me to make the fight. But now because they keep saying that, keep disrespecting, maybe I'll make it a little bit even harder for them to fight me. So he's saying that like just because they're being so disrespectful, man, just because they're being mean, I'm gonna make it a little harder. This is after the Khalil fight. Keep in mind, after he gave Khalil the undeserved title shot because Khalil beat up Anthony Smith, and Anthony Smith's the best fighter, and no one could ever beat Anthony Smith, and so he deserved it after that. And then after that, Khalil got off his PEDs, restriction after cheating, he still got the title shot. That was undeserved. After the fact, he probably like, people said after Khalil he wanted to fight Ankalaev. Clearly not. After the Khalil fight, he was saying that, you know what, like he's just boring. Like the UFC doesn't want me to fight a boring person. And then he said, I'm gonna make it a little bit harder for him to fight me just because he's being disrespectful, dude. Like maybe if he was nice to me, it was like, massage my feet at night and like let me kick back and chill. I just love it. I love how people like try to deny like this never happened and Pereira never said this when it was clear as day. He said it in an interview, obvious, translated, and all that. So listen, you could try to convince yourself he wasn't ducking and the UFC is not forcing him right now to take the fight. But the truth of the matter, he is being forced to take this fight. And that's why you can look at stuff like this and see why Magomed Ankalaev is talking so freely. Because first of all, Ankalaev, like after that, I've noticed Ankalaev after like Pereira said that, Ankalaev kind of dialed it down. He would still talk, but he wasn't talking as much. But now look how he's talking to him, bro. See you soon, boy. You're an employee. You're going to do what you're told. He's speaking because he just sat down with Dana White. Dana White said, this is the date. This is the location. Be ready to fight Alex Pereira for the title. And now he's at home saying, dale. Ankalaev somewhere dancing, Pereira somewhere. He's somewhere crying. Bro, the truth of the matter is, Pereira, listen, even if you say he's not ducking, he wasn't ducking that whole time. That article I just read, you could be like, oh well, I think that article is fake. You could whatever you're gonna try to convince yourself that it was never a duck in the first place. Cool, sure. Maybe you gotta be respectful to champions to get a title shot. Because if you're being mean to people, you don't deserve to be a fighter. Because fighters not supposed to be mean. You're supposed to be really nice and you're supposed to love each other and hug each other like you corny ass people. My point being said is, clearly ducked, clear as day, and now he's forced to fight. I don't know the date. I'm assuming it could be during Ramadan, because I did see Ankalaev was okay with fighting in March. I'd prefer if it wasn't in Ramadan. Hopefully, like the first UFC fan out of Ramadan, that might be 314, 315. But if it's 313 and Ankalaev's going to fight him during Ramadan, I still believe Ankalaev has the skills to beat him. I think Ankalaev's going to go in there. He's going to put on a striking clinic. Maybe use some clinch strikes, clinch wrestling, roughen up Alex Pereira a little bit. And this is going to be the end of the era. But you guys don't understand how satisfying it is. Just know that Pereira, no matter how hard he tries now, it's like wrapped. His management knows he can't run at heavyweight. Like that option already got shut down. He tried to go down to fight DDP after DDP beat Izzy, just talking to talk, just all this to not fight the number one contender in the division. And now your time's up, brother. Time expired, bro. There's an expiration date on ducking. This is good. This is a move in the positive direction. We've seen Merab, grow some balls, and then I think he was forced to fight too. I think he was forced to fight Umar, to be fair, because if it was up to Merab, I guarantee he'd be fighting Peter Yan instead of Umar in UFC 311. But that's just my assumption. You know what I'm saying? The only one left is Jones, really. And listen, Jones is gonna gaslight everyone like, I'm the GOAT, I don't gotta fight. And cool, listen, that has some truth to it, but it also means you're a little bit of a duck. But it's all good. You could be a duck because you're already great. But people like Pereira, you know what I'm saying? He ducked for a good amount of time. You guys gotta be real. Like, it was good while it lasted. I feel like it was good while it was good. You know what I'm saying? He was ducking well. That's an impressive duck. To fight the number 8 ranked guy when the number 1 contender hasn't got a title shot yet. That's very impressive. Like, you got to give him credit. I've never seen that done before in UFC history, where there's a number 1 contender who you've never beaten, and you're already doing all these rematches against everyone else but this one guy. Then you said, all right, wait, before I fight this guy, let me go to the number 8 ranked guy. Then after you beat the number 8 ranked guy, you're like, yeah, I'm going to make Ankalaev wait a little bit longer because he's being mean to me, by the way. I don't like when you're mean to me. Be more nice, and I'll give you a title shot. All that stuff. And I know you guys in the comments can be like, well, technically you have to be nice to get... Yeah, shut up. But my point is, it's back, bro. Ankalaev is going to be light heavyweight champ. I've been calling, bro. I called it. Listen, I was so scared this fight was never going to happen because I feel like one thing I've noticed with the UFC, if a fighter is ducking and the organization isn't eager to see the guy he's ducking to become champion, like, I really believe that the UFC doesn't want Ankalaev as champion because there's starting to be like a Russian takeover almost. Like, it looks like that, like a lot of people in weight classes happen to be champions are Russian. Like, it just happens to look like that. So I think they were trying to stall this as much as possible and try to make Alex Pereira get all these fun finishes and look all this exciting. So, because once this fight's booked, it's kind of the end of an era. You know what I'm saying? And it was a great era. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Alex Pereira, bro, it was really great while it lasted. The ducking was fun. Like, it gave people something to talk about. You always had something to talk about. A new headline about Alex Pereira. He's going to go to heavyweight today. He's going to go to 170. He's going to go 185. He's going to 125. He's going to convert to a woman and fight Amanda Nunes. We've been hearing so much stuff about Alex Pereira, except for he's going to fight Ankalaev. Now, look how Ankalaev's talking to him right now. Look at those tweets, baby. Yeah, look at those tweets, baby. Look at those. Look how he's talking to him. He's calling the shots. Ankalaev is calling the shots, baby. We call the shots, bro. Big Ank. Ank Army, hop on the backpack and get me, bro. Real batting. I'm liking this, bro. I had to talk about this, bro. There's even UFC Vegas going on. I don't care about that, bro. This is the main attraction. This is what we all came to see. Finally, Alex Pereira is going to grow some balls and fight Ankalaev. And if Alex Pereira goes in there and beats Ankalaev, guys, if Pereira beats him, I would take back everything I say. I'll make an hour-long video glazing Pereira. And I like Pereira. But the truth of the matter is, like, when push comes to shove, striking, wrestling, every advantage he has. When I say striking, I'm really talking about boxing. Of course, if it's a straight kickboxing match, I think Pereira wins. If it's a straight boxing match, Ankalaev's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Who's more powerful? Pereira hits hard. You know what I'm saying? He never really put someone to sleep with one punch in the UFC, at least. The Izzy knockout, Izzy was still moving his head. Yuri got head kicked, stood up afterwards doing the chicken dance. Sean Strickland got dropped, got back up, but he still has power. But Ankalaev, Cutelaba went to sleep. Johnny Walker got his nose plastered on the side of his face with that follow-up punch. Listen, it's a great power. Like, power versus power, they're pretty similar. I think they're pretty even. Of course, Ankalaev has more finishes in the division, but that's because Ankalaev, has been beating up everyone while Alex Pereira hasn't kind of been avoiding him. But I'm saying, it's gonna be an entertaining fight. I feel like, because I feel like Pereira having that power by his side is always gonna make the fight more interesting. But if I'm Ankalaev and I want to solidify a win, I'm mixing in everything. I'm not going to just go in there and strike. Can he go in there only strike with Alex and win? Yes. But would that be the smartest option, the best path to victory? No. Look at like what the Dagestanis do. Islam and Dustin. Islam probably could have struck with Dustin and knocked him out and beat him. But like, he just wanted to do the easiest possible thing, which was to mix in wrestling. And ultimately he did get the submission, but it was a difficult fight. Point being said, if you want to capitalize on this title opportunity, because this guy, listen, if I'm Ankalaev, you got to know this is his 8 Mile moment. This is one shot. After, like, if you lose it to this, no rematch. Like, he's not going to sniff a title shot for years. Even if he keeps knocking out everyone, like, the next guy's just going to keep making him wait, etc., etc. So, Ankalaev's got to lock in. If I'm Pereira, bro, what I'm going to do, once this fight gets confirmed, I'm going to go to Brazil. I'm going to go to Spain. I'm going to go to Nigeria. Gonna go to Dagestan 2-3 years, forget maybe, you know. I'm gonna go to every country, flaunt my championship, and celebrate, because I know once that fight gets booked, it's over. I'm never gonna touch a title again. And listen, I think after he loses to Ankalaev, he's gonna rematch him, lose again. He's gonna go up to heavyweight, and then he's gonna start losing, and he's gonna go on an unfortunate streak. And I hope not. I hope he keeps beating people. I want him to retire undefeated, aside from Izzy, so Izzy could be like, I beat that guy one time. But I thought he was going to avoid Ankalaev for the rest of his career. You know what I'm saying? He's 37. I'm sure if he turns 38 and fights Ankalaev, it would have been he's just too old now excuse. So I'm glad they're fighting when they're fighting. If it's during Ramadan, I don't know the official date, but whatever it is, if it's during Ramadan, then all power to Ankalaev if he thinks he can get through it. But if Ankalaev beats him during Ramadan, ooh, brother, dale. Pereira's not going to hear the end of that. But bro, let me know what you guys think about this. I know it's confirmed. You know, I know this fight is next, but I want to see what y'all thoughts on this fight, and how satisfying is it, chat, that we're done with the ducking era, bro? Let me know how y'all feel down below. That's it for me, and God bless. 2, 3, 4.